this doesn't help. And to me, this is a lot like a police officer offense or a doctor. I mean, we trust these people, we trust these teachers to take care of the most valued and precious people in the world. And so I have some concerns. I'm happy to listen to both sides. And part of it is, I wonder if this is a situation where the public ought to get to make a determination. We ought to have a jury decide what happens. I don't know, but I'm open to hearing argument, discussion from each side.
I'll go first, Your Honor, and I'll tell you the reasons for the recommendation in the first place, because I went back and forth on this as well. One primary one was the defendant's willingness to admit the wrongdoing in his interviews. I think, to be fair, he minimizes a little, but he doesn't say, I didn't do anything wrong. He admits to the wrongdoing, so he is aware of what he has done. The other is in talks with the family, and they are not here today, but I've met with them twice, and I think they were here for the past 2 hearings. I've spoken with them at length about this, and they were in agreement with the offer that was being made. There would be concerns, might be too strong of a word. I'm not sure it would be beneficial for the victim in this case to testify. I would probably have her do so if it was necessary. So that was also a concern. The other was, as it was completely inappropriate on all levels. I mean, there is no doubt about that. Even the defendant admits to it being inappropriate. There is no visible injury, I think I will say. So, I mean, there's certainly some pain of videos, no scratches or anything like that occur. It also comes down to the teachers are trained to restrain. And what this kind of comes down to is he did that incorrectly. So when I factor all that in, along with the victim's family's approval of the offer, that's why I'm stating the offer.
Yes, Judge. I'll let the board know we're seeing more and more of these cases than this court has with these type of classrooms. Mr. Gilmore's correct. There is kind of a difference. It falls under the life's special education department. But if you have kids that are taken out of the classrooms because they cannot function normally in classrooms due to assaultive behavior or other issues, and the districts are kind of stuck with what to do. And talking to the district's lawyers, seeing this across kind of East Texas with cases we've had in the past, hands-on is probably the best way to describe it. Mr. Castro did that incorrect. That is why he is here. If it gone correctly, we would have never seen it. The other issue we're seeing is obviously the teacher shortage. Things are happening. Mr. Castro was not a licensed teacher at the time. He was working towards that. A deferral will stop him from ever being in this situation again. I think it will prevent future impact to any children, and the length of probation will make sure any possible jobs he would get would see that he is under supervision for this type of crime. I know we struggle as lawyers and judges to figure out what to do here. I can't imagine what the ISDs are going through trying to figure out how to handle this. As things change, I believe, of course, we see more of these, and not just because of the Castro, but because of lack of training and things that happen in these type of classrooms. Because it's a similar case. I mean,
Probation can be certainly significant punishment, and given your client's lack of criminal history, some other positive factors, probation probably affects him more than it does a lot of people. So I struggle with what maybe it was entirely up to me what the appropriate punishment would be. I'm not sure I know. I'm not sure I can give you that answer. why, if you elect to pursue a probation deal, any sense of any punishment, that maybe we let the community tell us on this one what's appropriate. These are their kids, their schools, their classrooms. There's undoubtedly some benefit to the probation. There's also, I think, the district and the parents in the district have a right to believe that the consequences might be more severe if something like this happens in a school setting. And so I think given these circumstances, the court's not going to accept the plea agreement. Obviously, Mr. Locado and Mr. Castro, you can withdraw your plea of guilty. We'll give y'all time to visit about next steps. We don't have to necessarily set anything right this minute. But as we stand here today, I think the court's going to decline to follow.